All right, hi guys, welcome to another episode of Smile Now.
Oh, we started already.
We've started now.
I start again.
We can
At
start
least let
again.
me know when we started or
No,
something
we
now.
started. We started.
No, man, come on. Alright, let's go. It's fine.
Welcome to another episode of I Have the Floor. I have a very special guest. Actually, I call him my first guest. Oluworimi. Hey, oh yeah now. Easy. The
That's
boss,
Keep going.
Oga at the top,
Oh,
the
wow.
priest of our household,
Indeed.
our baby daddy. Only one. You don't dabble. Just one. Me alone. Yeah, so if you have not guessed already, our boss, our daddy, our Oga at the top, the one whose government that we are only loyal to.
Washman.
Our daddy. It's only me that can touch his head like this. So yeah, guys, my husband is here, and I've been saying that over the course of how many episodes I've done. I know you've listened to most of them. Eh?
All of them.
All
As a
of them.
matter of fact.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry. Hashtag supportive husband. Anyway, so it's obviously been a pregnancy series, right? And I look online a lot and we see a lot of women talking about it from their perspective.
Yeah.
Right? And I just thought, okay, you know what? What can we do to shed light from the man's perspective, especially when it's the first time around? Because it's not like you had a lesson or there's training or anything like that. There's no why are you
Nobody
smiling
gets
like
training
that?
on that.
So yeah, I just thought that it would be really good for everybody to kind of get your perspective, your thoughts on exactly what your experience was like, because at the end of the day, while women are the quarterbacks, to be honest, we're the ones going through it physically.
Alright,
But
yeah, true.
yeah, we're the ones going through it physically, but at the end of the day, you guys are the ones that are seeing everything. My mommy can call me on the phone. After some time, she can drop off. Your mom too can call me. My daughter, can I come? That kind of thing. She will drop off. Do you understand? They're not here with us. My daddy can joke, this one, that one, but they're not here. You are the one that is seeing everything,
And
right?
basically, you guys are the ones going through the process, and we are the ones dealing with the process.
Excuse me, please. We are dealing and going through it, but I understand what you're trying to say. Yeah, you guys are dealing with us,
the process, yeah.
right? So I don't think a lot of men are honest to know about what it really feels like. To be anyway, to be honest, the point here is, let me not threaten my husband, but but you can. I want you to be fully candid, about exactly what. Don't try and filter in your head. just be fully candid.
No problem.
But first things first, before we actually dive into the episode, we're going to play a little game.
Alright.
I expect you to get this. If you don't get this,
if you know I won't get it, then don't ask me.
Okay,
Okay.
okay, so you have 5 seconds. I'm going to count, and you have to name. Okay, so basically, let me give you a head start. Okay, I'm going to count to 5, right? And you have 5 seconds to tell me 5 things that I will find in Ogo's bag. Go.
Baby milk, diaper, extra clothing, water, and milk.
So that 5. But you said milk twice.
Did I say milk
So
twice?
you have lost. You already lost already. Because
How? I didn't say milk. Did I say
yes,
milk
you
twice?
said
Are you
milk.
sure?
Yes, I'm very sure. You said milk already. So you have failed. F9. Sorry, daddy. But you tried. You tried water, diapers, extra clothes, milk. Just one more. Yeah. Don't worry. Maybe next time. So anyway, I want you guys to say thank you in advance for our daddy is normally very reserved, very shy. He doesn't like all this out there paro. So I'm very excited that he has agreed to join us, and I hope that in the future, because this thing is is for the long haul. So yeah, you're gonna be joining us in the future, maybe once in a while, just to share some light, share your wisdom, daddy. Yeah, share your wisdom. So the first thing that I'm gonna ask you is, how did you feel? Obviously, I know you were happy because you're the one that actually found out. Like, you're the one that was saying, "Babe, you're pregnant." But how did you feel on the inside when you found out? Like, oh wait, hold on, this chick is actually there's somebody inside her body. How did you feel? What was your? How did you feel? How did you feel? Just give us just one or two sentences. How did you feel?
I mean, like you said, I was excited.
Mm-hmm.
I was. I mean, I don't think there's any. I don't think there is any other way to, explain it. Other than just saying that, you know, excited. You're just happy. That an extra person is coming into the family. Your seed. As a man, you're like, oh, my seed. Your own child and stuff
Mm-hmm.
like that. Um, yeah, just joy. You know, but I feel like the joy itself is on it. It's a funny one. Maybe for me, but I don't know if
Mm-hmm.
this applies to like everyone. I feel like it's different in the sense that you're still not seeing the child. You just know
Mm-hmm.
that okay, a child is on the
On the
way.
way.
So the feeling,
I was gonna ask you
the
something.
feeling of when your wife is pregnant and the feeling of after the pregnancy and now you can actually
Please
hold the
see.
child, they're not the same. I
Uh-huh.
don't think they're not the same.
Yeah, yeah.
I think like the excitement is like advanced. It's pushed more when the child,
When you feel
when
you
you can
can
physically
physically
see the
see the
child.
child.
Like, oh yeah, yeah.
That's what I was actually gonna ask you. So I think we're jumping a few steps ahead, but that's fine. Um, I was gonna say that for women, because we can physically feel the symptoms, we can feel the child moving. We know that there's
There's
something
something
happening
there.
in our bodies.
Yeah.
There's already it's like a switch went off in me.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, at the beginning, I was still trying to come to terms with it, like, oh wait, hold on, I'm actually pregnant, and it happened quick, right? It was very like,
Mm-hmm.
sharp. We are very fertile people in this
We
house.
thank God.
So, for me, I was like, hold on. I felt that immediate connection to her. It was immediate, it was instant,
Yeah.
right? And I feel like even for you, you didn't. I think it got to a point where you forgot that I was pregnant. I don't know whether you forgot, but it was like you've not seen anything. I think for you was when you started seeing my stomach grow, you were like, wait though, this chick, yeah, she's fat, but this is not like this is not fat. This is something that's going on here.
Yeah, definitely.
And I noticed that with you when you started being looking at me like, oh wait, wow, like there's actually like something growing in her body. There's a human being in there, one. And two, when she started moving, was when you were like, okay, no, there's actually, it's not amala, there's actually something happening in there. So I think I agree with you in that for men, this is from our own point, from your point of view, and I think from my
Yes.
point of view as well, is
Yes.
that with men, you guys have your connection starts, I won't say it starts to blossom or bloom like fully when you see the child. Because anyway, we'll talk about post baby and how when she was born. We'll talk about that experience another time. But
Yeah.
I think that right. I do think that for men, you guys, the connection always starts when you physically see the child. So yeah, you were happy, you were joyful, and all of that. Now we're going to talk about the changes. How, because I know that I'm a very emotional person normally. If you look up and I know that I'm a very emotional person
Maybe you
normally.
should add an extra very to it. Very, very
I'm a
emotional.
very, very, very emotional
Yes.
person. Anyway, so how was it dealing with me, especially in that first trimester when obviously there was COVID and I was on edge. I mean, edge is probably putting it very lightly.
Yeah,
I was
exactly.
on edge. And you were going to work, like you had to go to work, obviously. And I was on edge. I was obviously going through all the symptoms and everything. So how was that for you dealing with me during that time?
Oh man.
If you say anything, I'm just joking.
Yeah, I mean like first of all, it's like I'm saying we thank God. At least we passed through that phase. We survived.
We survived.
Yeah, we survived. My dad called me. I told you, he was like at the beginning of the whole thing. He was like, "Ugo, this is the time you really, really need to put an extra care to take care of your wife."
Yes.
But the thing is that no one
house,
explains, no one sort of explains or tells you exactly how the experience is going to be. And even when you are being told how the experience is going to be, experiencing it is still going to be different. Because you
Absolutely.
don't know what
To
to
expect.
expect. You know, you're with someone and all of a sudden the person is crying for bread. Like, it's
It
like,
is.
what the hell is going on here? It's like, like things,
Yeah,
and
I
this is
cry
someone
for
that you've
bread.
always known,
Yes.
and you're like, wait, what in God's name is happening?
Did you feel like you're living with a different person?
I mean, at a certain point, it did feel like that, you know? So, like, you sort of like, you get really touchy, your emotions are like, so like, not balanced, imbalanced emotions, like so many things happening, and everything is happening at once because one minute you're this, the next minute you're that, and it's like, where, like,
What do I do? Am I walking on eggshells?
I mean, I won't say walking on eggshells because I mean, I wasn't walking on eggshells, but it's just dealing with it.
Yes.
It's dealing with it that is, that's exactly what it is, dealing with it. And
So
I feel like,
how did you deal with it?
oh man,
Because
I did go crazy sometimes, to be honest.
Yes, you did.
I did go crazy sometimes because sometimes I was just like, you know what, like, I don't understand. I don't understand, and I don't think there's any way to understand this. I don't think there's. I don't think it's possible for anyone to totally understand and be able to 100% deal with the whole process from
Yeah.
A to Z. It's I mean, at the end of the day, it's also different for different people. It will be different for everybody. Some people
But
are.
there are a few things that you can. I mean, there are a few, I would say, like things that you can say to a person and be like, okay, like now, let's say one of your brothers come and say, oh, mom, man, and it's their first child. What's the first thing that you would tell them? You say, guys, see, come. This how I go take build now. But again, I understand what you mean by like, I'm a different person. So when your dad was giving you that advice, your mom and I are different people.
Exactly.
Right? So he's going to tailor his advice based on what his experience was. Right? But there's certain things that you can still tell people and say, guy, like your dad was telling you, this is the time where you need to give more effort. So more effort in what? Because you're customizing your actions or your efforts to me. So what do you think that you did or could have done better during that period based on me? Do you get? So like it's you're not doing, obviously I'm the only one. I'm the only one. So
what could I have? I mean, based on what I did, I feel like bare minimum, you have to be like super involved. You have to like, you have to ask questions all the time.
Yep.
Because you don't know what to expect. Like I said, you're dealing with different emotions, so you're constantly asking questions. And if you miss a certain stage where you're supposed to ask a question, right? Whatever you get after that is your fault. I mean, not totally your fault, but like, you've missed something, and because you are overly emotional and you're experiencing something that is totally new to your body and it's triggering so many things in you. So yeah, I feel like asking questions, being involved, the processes and the stages of pregnancy. There are apps.
The apps.
Yeah.
Oh,
there are
so
apps that you can actually download and just understand. Okay, she's she's 1 month pregnant. There isn't really much happening around this time, Yeah, I mean, just understanding the processes, being there, like I said, being involved, going for the scan, seeing that seeing that, like your wife is well taken, care of, she's going to have a lot of needs.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, I'm needy.
And I mean, like I said again, it's everybody is different, right? So some people might be able to give it 100% and be like, everything you need, I'll give you. I don't think that's possible.
Not realistic.
I don't think it's possible.
You're dealing with a human being, right?
Exactly. So, but being able to, provide, or attend to the needs of your partner, right, is crucial. It's if you can give it 50%, you've tried.
I would say that, and I would say that it's so funny because I laugh, while we looked at each other and said the apps, because that was actually one of the reasons why we fought a lot. In that, I think that one thing that I know this conversation is just going like this, but it's fine. But I think that for me, I had to now realize, and this is upon reflection, and I hope that the next time, I get pregnant, but then again, it's different because now we have one, we're going through another first time experience again. But anyway, but I think that after reflecting, I had to think that, okay, no, this guy, this is his first time going through this
Yes.
as well. He does not know anything. Nobody, the most you would know is because of the gap between you and the last set of kids in your house. But I mean, you didn't give birth. I know your daddy. You didn't give birth to them. I mean, you're probably in school, that kind of thing. So it was, your experience was also not even so direct, right? So I had to now think and be like, this guy really doesn't know anything, right? Why am I expecting so much from him when he really doesn't know anything? But I do think that that was one of the reasons why we fought, in that maybe I wasn't being super understanding, right? Like, this is both our first experience going through this, but what could you have, what I feel that, or I wish you could have done more, was like, those apps that I keep talking about, is that being involved, knowing exactly what I'm going through at each stage will help you figure out how to take care of me better during that time. So for example, like during my first trimester, you used to just, I couldn't really eat that much, right? So you were always bringing me toast bread, that kind of thing, which is why I said I was crying that there was no bread at home, is making fun of me there and then. So I think that one of the things that men, or maybe women too, need to vocalize and stop being superwoman as well. So or just understand that he really doesn't know anything unless he has had children from before. But but generally, you guys are literally just winging it as well. So you have no clue what's going on. And I think that women need to be a little bit understanding. I know what we're going through is, it's unexplainable. It's just one of those things that it's only another woman that can relate and understand.
Yes.
So all you guys do is just have a viewpoint on, like, okay, what can I do? Okay, she's crying all the time. Let me make sure that her favorite foods are available. If she's not liking anything, let me remove it. Like you said, asking questions all the time. How are you feeling at this stage? How are you doing this? How are you doing that? And unfortunately not unfortunately, but whatever the case may be, during COVID, you couldn't follow me to a lot of my appointments.
Yes. So I could drive.
So what he used to,
I couldn't go into the hospital.
Exactly. So what he used to do was just like sit in the car and park the car, and then just wait. So again, like, being involved, in that way does help as well. So I mean, this pregnancy thing is a very, very but why did we fight a lot, apart from the fact that there was no understanding? I mean, is that really the basis of it all? Or was I just expecting a lot from you?
I'll say maybe maybe you were expecting a lot, but also it's just because, see, like I said, like, it's a new experience. Whether you have your fellow woman that's there, or that's there to advise you, help you navigate through the whole process and everything, you're the one experiencing it. You're still your system, your body is always going to, it's still going to be like, I don't understand what's happening.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
So you were all you were still you were also going through the experience as well as as well as I was. Right? So we're like two rookies basically trying to figure it out together and everything. So it's expected. I have a feeling, and I believe that by God's grace, the second one will be different,
and the third one,
and
the fourth one
will be easier, right? Basically, to be easier. And I just think it's because it's the first time that we're both experiencing it. So obviously there's always going to be a clash here and there. Like, you're in need of this, and maybe I didn't see that, okay, there was a need for this, because also you need to pay attention. Right? You need to pay attention. So maybe I didn't pay, I know I wasn't paying full attention, because also, like, I had to go to work. I was working.
Tired.
I wasn't here, like, 100%. COVID was happening. There were so many things happening at during that period that, would have sort of made things a bit difficult, right?
Yep.
I don't think any woman would be happy to see that she goes to the hospital and then she's the only one speaking with the doctor, and the partner is not there to even ask questions.
Exactly. And, there are things that I may not have even thought about that exactly I wanted to know.
So that's true. So the whole the period and everything, that time,
it was difficult.
It was difficult. With everything, and I feel like with the fact that we're both experiencing it for the first time,
Yeah.
there is no way. I don't know if anybody. I haven't seen anyone who has told me that first experience
Was a
was
breeze.
a breeze. It
Then
was
they are
easy.
lying.
No one has said, "Oh, it was easy." Everyone that you get to speak to, oh, guy, what's going on? How far? How far? My wife is pregnant, or more guy. Yes, oh, stand strong. You get like everybody's always giving you that. Those that are married and have kids are always giving you that, like, see, this first one, yeah, you need to be strong. It's for the brave, basically, for the brave-hearted. So, yeah, basically, I think it's we're both experiencing it at the same time.
Yeah.
That's
So, let me even think properly. What advice would you give? Like I said, your brother. I guess it's just him being understanding, being there, being prepared, being focused, paying attention. So that's all. That's what you would tell them, right? If when they come, not if by God's grace, when they come and tell you that, oh look, we're expecting, or that kind of thing. That's the
Yeah.
advice that you would give them.
Yeah, I think the advice I'll give them are basically two things, which is first, the first one is ensure that you're as involved as possible, and the second one is to ensure that you're paying full attention.
Attention. Yeah.
I think those are the two main things. Every other thing, all well and good, are probably just going to be extras, just to ensure that things are going smoothly.
Yeah.
But those two things, if you can do those two things successfully,
Then you have a good shot of
Then
having a better
a
experience.
better experience, right?
Okay.
Well, hopefully you can execute those two things, properly.
Exactly.
Okay. So yeah.
So I was gonna ask you, how was it watching my body change?
I mean, you know what? I mean, I've seen pregnant women. Yours wasn't, it wasn't as your pregnancy, in terms of how you looked, wasn't that elaborative. It wasn't that, if someone looked at you
From the back.
first trimester, second trimester, and the third trimester, right? The person would probably think that it's just yearly.
Yeah, really?
I think it's after, towards, mid third trimester is when everything just sort of like, yeah. I mean, but then down to like body experiences, like, me touching you and stuff like that, pains and stuff, your feet. We have to get the, what's it called, the stool where you can like
elevate my
elevate your
leg.
and all of
Yes,
that,
that's true. That's
right?
true. That's
But
true.
so for me, I don't know. I feel like, yeah, it's new, right? And then all of a sudden everything just everything just changes. Goes from one level to the other, and you're like,
Okay.
This is new. But I mean, another thing is that you're expecting it to happen too.
Okay. Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So it's new, but like, okay, finally, like, this is happening.
Okay.
Oh wow, the belly
is actually
going. Like, what's going on? But obviously, again, you're expecting it, so yeah. I don't really think.
Did you feel? Was it making you happy? Like, oh wow, like.
Nah, I felt like I like I said,
like,
okay, you are seeing it and it's happening. That's just it. That's just it. Yeah. I don't think anyone, because it's something that we get to see almost every day. I don't think there is phenomenal. It's not a wow thing. The only wow factor in it is that, like, this is not someone else's experience. It's actually yours. So you're waking up and you're like, oh wow, that's my wife. Damn, almost. See the tummy, man. See how the belly grow.
See how the belly, love that.
Like, see how, I mean, but outside that, I don't think there is any form of, like, I don't think there's any other feeling attached to it, because it's, like I said, it's expected.
It's just expected. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you feel any extra? Because, okay, let me tell you this now. So in my mind, right, I feel like, okay, when a man, and I think that's why I didn't like COVID. Let me retract. I liked what it did, in the sense that you were able to have full view from beginning to end what I was going through at that time. I mean, you were going to work, to be fair, so it is what it is, but you were able to kind of see everything full view. Did you have any extra level of respect? Because that's an expectation from you. It doesn't have to be the case like, wow, my wife is carrying this child. She's doing this. I have to give her some kudos, some extra respect. Was that something that came to your mind, or it was just, oh wow, thank God that she's fine and all of that? But was that extra like, oh man?
Of
No, be
course.
honest.
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely. I mean, like, I don't know, man. From my own point of view, that it's not easy. There is nothing easy about being pregnant, in my perspective, for any female,
Yes.
right? So for a woman to actually carry a child inside her body for what, 9,
10. Yes.
10, 8 months. Some people don't go up to 12.
Don't you know that? I
Hey.
don't know in your village, oh. I'm just joking.
But like,
12K.
but I mean, maybe I'm exaggerating.
You are
But like,
exaggerating now.
yeah. But let's say 8, 9. See, regardless,
Yes. The fact that I just
regardless, right? It's definitely not an easy experience
at all.
It's not. It's not something. I feel like there's a reason why God gave this to women. I don't think as a man, I don't think I can. I mean, I don't think it's possible.
Nah.
You get what you get. So obviously, like, imagine imagine a man pregnant and then he wakes up in the morning. Babe, I need to eat rice at 3 a.m. in the morning. Oh God, what's going on? You get what I'm trying to say. Like, I don't think it's in our DNA. I feel like God just knew exactly what
he was doing.
Was doing, and he knew that women are the only ones that could actually handle it. So
this.
basically, even in terms of respect, maybe seeing the pregnancy makes you respect women or respect your wife or women in general, because of that fact alone. But again, because of that fact alone, even a woman that's not pregnant needs to be respected regardless, right? Because I mean, it's not easy. That's it.
It's because you know what you are putting me through, Abby.
No, it's not easy.
That's why you are saying that. I will get it positive. I'm just joking.
It's not easy. That's just it. So
it's
there's always going to be form of respect that comes with it.
Now, do you think that this respecting was even more apparent when you saw her come out?
Definitely.
Because he physically. So Ugo, thankfully to God, I'm supposed to go to work that day. Can you imagine? Anyway, he physically saw her come out, and I remember your first reaction. I would say that we'll show them another time. But was that? No, I'm not showing people my best video. Me, I'm not doing that one. FYI. No, but I'm show you his reaction. But was that the moment you were like, oh, like? Did that respect now, like,
the funny thing is
because
this,
you were there, you took his hospital,
and I actually watched a few videos, right?
Yes,
we watched a few videos,
yes.
So like for me, it's, I can advise people, I can speak with people, but brother, sister,
in this day and age,
you would never understand it until you experience it, right? And going through that process, it makes you, see, you just give women kudos on a different level than you used to, right? Be it your sister, be it your mother, and then think about like your mother, and after giving birth to you, then all the things that she will go through just to raise you. I mean, this is speaking from his son's perspective, and looking at the woman as the subject. Right? So, you thinking about that and not saying, okay, wait, so now my wife is a mother. Now she has given birth. And now she has to go through the process of now raising this child. Of course, it's a collective thing. The man and the woman, including the family.
Everybody raise a village.
Exactly. But the woman just has this, you guys have this like sole obligation.
I know what you're trying to say.
You get in terms of like after the, there's one, after, pre and post, basically.
Yes.
The job never ends.
We are the primary carer of the child.
Exactly.
Especially when they first come out, obviously. It's just one of those things. Anybody that wants to argue, go and hug your transformer. But it's just what it is.
Yeah, definitely that respect, definitely went to a different level. I mean, I was, nah, man, no way. It's crazy.
You won't trade
I'm
places.
thinking about it now.
Yeah,
Like,
not
it's
trade
crazy.
places.
No, I'm good. You know, keep doing the work.
So
Keep doing the
just
good
for
work.
me, just for me, you won't trade.
Fam,
For the
no way.
No way.
Nah, man, it's for you to handle. It's that deep. Get it. I'm telling you, you know. So yeah, definitely the respect goes up for sure.
Nah, man.
For sure.
I don't know. First time, daddy's perspective. What? Now, do you know what just came to my mind now is that
What's that?
Ogo is going to go through this.
That's exactly what I'm trying to say. Like, generally, after that kind of experience, you respect women, girls. Like, just seeing them alone, you know, you see a young girl, you're like, so very soon, look at Ogo. Ogo is going to get married. She's going to, hey God, Father Lord. Stressing my daughter, but yeah. You know, like,
to remind another person's child.
You know,
what was my daddy thinking too?
So exactly, so you just give every form of female a certain respect after that level. You just know that it's deserved. They don't have to be moms. They don't have to be. They don't have to have kids or anything.
Just give them their respect.
There's a certain status that they just carry that we can't see. Right? And they, you know. Yeah, you know, you just need to respect them regardless. But sometimes you have to go through that experience to not be like, oh, wait, is this it? And there is more to come, right? Because as I am right now, my mom still sort of checks in on me. She still feels obliged to want to take care of me. Exactly. So you look at it and you're like, I feel like in that moment, I personally it was like
you are now appreciating your parents more.
You appreciate your mother more. You start
and
to
think
feel
about it. If not for COVID, I'm pretty sure that even if she's going to come for 1 week, she'll still come chook eye, go back.
Exactly. So you know.
So fam, like, don't get
respect women, man.
Women ally, women's advocate, breaking the bias. I think facts. So I think that's part of what God does, in that He allows us to experience some of these things so that we can have a moment of reflection to build our characters, to do better. And also, like what you just said, because I never thought about it from a man's perspective, in that you too will be like, you know what, I appreciate my mom a whole lot more. I think that women sometimes, forgive me, can be a little bit self-centered when it comes to pregnancy, because, and in a way rightly so, because we are the ones, pretty much, you guys are there for about 5 minutes. Sorry. Not 5 minutes, guys. No, I'm just joking. You guys, you do your bit, and then we carry on the rest for the next 9-10 months, right? So I think that women can be self-centered because, like I said, we're doing the brunt of the work,
of course,
right? So I understand why, but when it comes to saying, you know what, I appreciate my mom, if you didn't say it right now, I would have never thought that men would think that way. Does that make sense? I would have never thought that, oh, okay, a man will sit there and say, oh, man, see what my wife is going through.
So this is what my mother...
This is what your mother... How many times?
Yeah, exactly.
Do you understand what I'm saying? So you now think, oh, I never thought about it from your perspective, that even you two are probably reflecting and thinking, oh, man, thank God for my mom. But then in my previous episodes, I did mention that as women or as children, right, sons, daughters, when is it better, or can we do better in giving our parents their flowers earlier? When they say, like,
of course, yes.
Yeah, but I don't think we do that until we go to it. So, like, now I can tell you that
I feel like we do, though.
No, what I mean is like a lot of our friends, like even me, I probably appreciate my mom more now because of what I'm going through and what I have gone through. But what I'm saying is that, can we give them that kudos, those flowers, and even before going through all of this?
Yeah. Why not?
I'm not sure that many of us do, though. Just what I'm saying. I don't think many people do. I feel like sometimes they just have to go. When they say, oh, well, you don't know how much you love something until it's gone. Yeah. Or you can never understand until you have been down that road, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, I get that they can never really know until they experience it and they're like, oh wow, this is what my mom went through, and she was taking care of my dad, and she had another child, and she was working full time, and she was, firstborn, dealing with family. Do you understand what I'm saying? So
Yes.
I'm not sure, and this is a question I have been playing about in my mind. I'm not sure if we can give them their flowers because we truly just don't know what it takes for them to be who they are. Right.
Yeah, I mean, maybe I'll agree with you to an extent because if you without them giving birth to you, or you actually experiencing that, without you actually experiencing that birth experience,
Yes.
you know, just thinking about how you've grown up, probably at a certain age, maybe when you're in uni, and you're like, man, I've come this far, right? And my mom has been there with me every step of the way. It's enough to make you feel like the woman deserves her flowers. My dad has been with me, all the way. They've been there to provide for you to the best
that they
can, right? It's not easy, right? It's definitely not easy. So, maybe the pregnancy and then going through that pregnancy just makes you want to do more. But it's not like because of that, most people don't. I feel like a lot of people know enough to, give our folks their flowers, even before pregnancy. I see a few friends who do it. I see, I try to do it as much as I can. I've seen you do it even, I've seen you and your siblings do it prior to you guys actually having
children.
Kids.
Yeah.
Right. So
she just trying to let us know that you have been in the family for a while.
Did I say that? Don't jump. Continue. Ask your question. Well, yeah, definitely.
Wow. I don't know. What else do I have to ask you? I'm trying to think now. I don't know. I feel like this conversation has just gone but yeah, having kids. Interesting journey, and we've only just started, and I've not reached anywhere.
No.
Ogo is not even 2 yet.
No.
We've not done anything.
We're still kids in the game.
Let me even think. I don't think I have any more questions for you. I just wanted to get your perspective on just what your experience was like. That's just really what it was. I feel like a lot of men don't talk about what did you have any. How did it affect you mentally, physically, spiritually? Were you praying more? Were you more in tune with God? Were you more needy, from Him? Like, did you seek His face more in that period? Because you're like, see, pregnancy is no beans and dodo. So what was your mental health? I feel like men don't really express themselves emotionally as much. And I don't blame you guys because that's how you guys have been brought up. Be strong.
I think it's different. I feel like some men are actually very good at expressing themselves
emotionally.
Maybe not everyone. I think it's something that you actually train a man to do from a young age. It's not something that you learn when you're older.
No, you can't.
You can, but it's
definitely
difficult. Way difficult.
Exactly,
because you're setting your ways.
So
exactly.
It's hard.
So it's going to be harder. It will be more difficult for anyone. That doesn't count the fact that it's something that still can't be learned, right? Because every day we learn things every day. But I would say before that, right, and after, and during the process, and even after the process, I feel like spiritually, everyone has to be prayerful.
Absolutely.
Right, carrying a child, being a parent, it's not easy. Before we're parents, we've seen and even heard of stories of people who have probably lost their kids. Miscarriages that have happened. Just so many stories. People who end up stillbirth.
Yes. Yes.
So the process itself. You need to ensure that, like I said, in being involved and paying attention. And maybe adding that spirituality. The spiritual part of it should actually be at the top.
Yeah.
Right? And you see, at the end of the day, prayer never stops, because,
exactly.
Even after you've given birth, you still have to keep praying on these kids, their head. Because the world is crazy.
Let's not even go there.
The world is, the way the world is set and the way the world is going is crazy. It's a crazy place. So I don't think there's ever and there's ever a point whereby the prayer itself
Never
sort of holds.
ceases, right?
No,
It's continuous.
it's continuous before and after.
Yeah, because you even mentioned, people having miscarriages still, but what about even the mother like not making it?
Not making
and
it,
that
exactly.
happens a lot.
Exactly.
Unfortunately, it happens.
Exactly. And I feel like as guys, sorry babe, but I mean I feel like as guys, right? I don't know about every other person, but like these things actually come to mind. For me, there are times whereby I'm sitting and it just plays in my head like, what if this happens?
Hey.
And I'm like saying in my head like, God forbid, and I'm like, God forbid, it's not my portion, right? But it's happening to people, right? So I feel like if you're paying attention, I feel like these are the questions that you would ask yourself, because I feel like we men are sort of, I feel like men are built to always want to, sort of, calculate their risks.
Yes.
So we're always thinking of, okay, what could go wrong and how can I, ensure that this is something that won't happen. So we're always calculating risk and trying to ensure that we're in control of the situation. But then when you start to think about the situations that you can't control,
that's a whole different ball game.
It's a different ball game, exactly. So then you're like in that spirit, or you're in that period of that sitting and you're like, God, I beg, I can't deal with this. This is beyond me now. Exactly. So yeah.
So for you were actually going through, I mean, not that you're having mental issues, but like you were going through a process of, wow, like it's there. There's a possibility. I mean, God forbid I'm covered.
We had this conversation, but I never, but I had it with you after the pregnancy. After you gave birth,
I was having mommy brain. Sorry.
Oh yeah, we did, because I then told you, because I couldn't say all this to you during the pregnancy
because
period.
you knew how I was.
Yeah, so I couldn't say this to you like, babe, this is exactly how I'm feeling. This came to my mind. God forbid, let's pray about this. There's things that you don't want to talk about.
Oh, but you don't have a dream?
No, I didn't have a dream. It's just you just sitting down thinking, I'm about to become a dad. This one, like, and then you're like, my wife is pregnant, and then you're thinking that your wife is pregnant, and then like, man, God, hopefully I pray, oh Lord, let there not be like any form of bad news attached to this pregnancy. Like, it's just things that just come to mind. It comes in and then goes out again. But when it comes in, you're like, you sort of feel how heavy it can be. Talk more when it actually, talk more when it actually happened to someone. Now imagine how they will feel. The thought alone is heavy. Then think about people that are experiencing it. Yeah. So when you feel that way, you definitely have to pray. You have to like you don't have a choice, do you?
So I mean, men, like, you guys are going through your own. It's not just about losing your child. God forbid you can lose your wife. Because I do know of a particular case, right? And she was pretty much hemorrhaging, right? So blood, she was gushing out of her. And how do I explain it? Like, oh, sorry, don't let my laptop come and die. That would just be the worst. She was hemorrhaging and she could have lost her life. Luckily, she was in this country and she was able to, sorry, help me press that. She was able to get the best medical care.
Yeah.
So there is a possibility. There is a possibility that your wife, that's why they always say this. I can't say it in Yoruba, but they always say, oh, by the grace of God, we will hear the voice of the child and the voice of the mother.
Yes.
Because it's not biz. It's really not biz. I'll never forget, there was a time when my mom, and I think it was during Ramadan, and she was maybe not, but my mom was fully on the prayer P when I was pregnant. And she was just like that. She had just heard bad news, that somebody had lost their child. I think I'm not sure if I told you, at 6 months.
You did.
I did. Me. Yeah, at 6 months. And she was like, because normally the period, the cutoff for anything bad, potentially happening is that 4 months. When the people don't really say, they're like, oh yeah, we've passed the 4 month mark, now we can announce to people, sure it gets. But for them, my mom was like, 6 months, bow. She just, apparently she just went into straight fasting, prayer. She was like, no, me that I've just had twins, and I have another one coming. No, that kind of thing. So it's really, really, interesting to hear that even you as a man, you are thinking, wait, hold on, this is something that I cannot control. This one is now really in the hands of God.
Yeah, definitely.
Fully. It's in his hands. My own prayer is just my wife makes it, my child makes it, and they come out even healthier than they went into the hospital. Finish. Wow, I don't know. I didn't know that. I didn't think that.
Yeah, maybe you can't remember, but we definitely had that discussion
Discussions.
after.
No, wow.
We did.
I'm sure we did. I'm just trying to say that I just didn't think that men, sat down and really just thought. I just thought that, once you tell a man, my wife is pregnant, they just start bringing out their Excel documents and start looking at the numbers. Hey, so the cost of school fees, the cost of this, the cost of that. Now pampers, this one, that one. Hey.
But, I mean, definitely, that's also part of it too. This guy.
I know that's part of it.
Yeah, but yeah, definitely, there's more to it than just, there's no way you think about all of that. Like you're making
about the financial aspect of
no. There's no way you think about the financial aspect and all the things that you can control without the things that you can't control coming to mind. You get it's like I'm preparing to let's start creating our budget. Let's start creating the new plan as to how we are going to move
sort
forward,
ourselves out.
right? But also it's like God forbid, like if this doesn't happen, then what happens? Like if this is not the case, then all this planning is for
nothing. Ooh.
So yeah.
Interesting. Nice nuggets there, boss. What other question? I'm seeing a lot of questions here, but I feel like you've answered. But we used to fight too. We used to fight.
Because you're a special case now.
God is working on me. Okay, please. No, but we used to fight too. When I say fight, like it would just like, and it's from nowhere. It would just come from nowhere. No. Pregnancy. No. My God. Okay, well, I don't really have any more questions for you. I think that the only advice that I would give to any man that is listening is that please just, and I'm sure you would agree with me on this, is like they should kind of just go above and beyond in that period.
Yeah.
I know sometimes like you used to cook for me. If I wanted mango, you go and pick it up, you and my daddy. I don't know, for some reason, like I didn't even want to cut the mango. You don't remember that the only time I would eat it is if you were the one that cut it.
Yeah, I know.
So weird. I don't even know why, but there's a way you cut mango that is just, I don't know how to explain it. It's just very, I don't know.
Thank you very much for the compliment.
Oh please,
But
but I don't know. There's just a way that I used to cut it. I was like, no, if only when you cut it, then I used to eat it. And I think that one thing that my husband, he's going to roll his eyes, thoughtfulness. Just being very thoughtful in that period, and like we used to argue about the apps. Eventually he definitely downloaded them and he was following up actually. And the thing with you is that you do things in secret when I don't even know, which is very annoying. And then I get angry that he hasn't done it, but then he has probably done it. Long story short, but yeah. So being thoughtful in that moment, catering to her in that moment is super important.
Yes.
And I also think, like I said earlier, different stages of the pregnancy require different care. So the heavier she's getting, like that I cannot carry the bin downstairs. That I cannot carry heavy things anymore. That I may not be able to walk as far or whatever the case may be. Your wife might be like me. She might be a bit bigger than your average lady, or she might be smaller, or whatever she's facing. Just make sure that you are catering to her for the stage that she's in. If you know that okay, maybe she doesn't, you are not even that particular, to be honest, about food, but I know you like for us to cook, and obviously this is financial advisor here. You like us to make sure that we're cooking at home and not ordering food.
Yeah, because it's a waste of money.
Because a waste of money. Yes, sometimes a waste of money. Sometimes it's nice to just
Yeah, sometimes
but not all the time.
But, I mean, if you're eating out all the time.
But in that period, your wife cannot cook. Pata, you cook, or you just find a system that works for
you. For the house,
you
for the
both.
family.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I think that also for women, try to and you just said a few things here today that just let me know that okay, you guys are also going through your own whole situation. So women, understand that while like yes, you are the quarterback, you are the star player, you are the one, we can be very conceited and self-centered with pregnancy because of course it's us. But remember, there's another person who has to deal with you and all your changes, and he is also going through it for the first time. He doesn't know anything. There is no handbook that says this is how it should be done. And even if there is a handbook, your mom is different from me. I'm different from my mom. I'm different from Simi. I'm different from, it's not going to work for everybody. How you would take care of another person is not how you're going to take care of me. There's no other person. I'm the only one. Anyway, so do you understand what I'm trying to say? So women need to be very, very mindful of the fact that it's not all about you. You understand? There's another person who is going through it as well as you, even though you're the one carrying the child. So please, women, just be very mindful of that, and whatever you can do, to just help when you're feeling when your energy is there, you are not feeling so pregnant. Do what you can do. If you want to cook, if you want to wash, if you want to, whatever it is that is going to make your home function properly. And another thing, please, men, take pictures of your wives. Take pictures of your wives. Yes.
So what are you trying to say indirectly? That I did not take enough pictures.
You did not take enough pictures. And this is the thing. Oh man, don't let us fight right now. You see, one of the things I have here is like, do cute things. Yes. When you see me sitting in one nice position, it's like, oh, she looks so nice. She's holding her stomach. She's sleeping. Take my picture. So
no problem.
It's just for.
I'm not great with pictures, to be honest.
You are not great with pictures at all.
So yeah.
At all. So that's why you're always stealing my own from my phone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but again, if you can just once in a while do things that will just make her happy and all of that, and if there are things that she's doing to keep fit as well, you can join her if you are able to. So men, I would like more men to speak up about their experiences. I think that's something that it's just nice to hear, because you men don't really talk, to be very honest. You guys don't really talk. If I didn't have this conversation with you, there's just certain things that I wouldn't have remembered, or certain things that wouldn't have come to light.
Okay,
yeah. So I do think that a lot more men, or women, all of you that have your vlogs and you're all content creators and you've not finished having your children, maybe when you guys are filming and everything, tell us, let the husband sit down, the father sit down and tell you what their own experience was like during your pregnancy, and how is that going to help other men, because the only way you can help people is share your experiences with them.
Yes.
Do you understand? I can almost tell you that the minute your brother comes and says, oh, we're expecting, I would expect you to be like, hey, congrats. And then the second thing is you say, bro, then you are going to go into big brother mode and start giving him advice on what to do. And then I'm sure what you would also do is tell him, if you need anything, call me.
Yeah, but you're right about the fact that we men, we don't really have these conversations, because I can guarantee you for a fact that if my brother was to seek advice or want he won't come to me first. He'll go to my mom. Same as to myself, right? I won't go to my guy or to my brother. I'll go straight to my mom. I won't even go to my dad.
Can you imagine?
You get what I'm trying to say? So it's not the type of conversations that we men have on a regular basis. It's one of those like 5 minutes conversation. How was it? Man, my own experience. And then we're on to the next conversation. Yeah. So maybe it's it's high time that men actually have these conversations whereby we can actually advise one another.
Yes.
Like as to how the whole process goes, how the whole process is, what to expect, so that we don't have to rely always on the women, because they also have their own things to deal with.
So like men actually, forming a community, say, man, my wife don't carry belly, and then your guy is telling you, oh, okay, guy, one thing I go tell you, say, make sure your wife no go and download the app, so that kind of thing, so what thing they have.
Yeah, and also look at what you did when you were pregnant. You had like this place where you go to, like a community online where you could go, all pregnant women.
Yes.
Right. You started to see different experiences and how these experiences were being, or these situations were being solved, or get what I mean.
Yes.
Right. So like, I don't think there is anywhere. I don't know. I the funny thing is that I don't know, and I haven't checked. So
no, I don't.
There might be.
There might be.
There might be. So but it's something that men need to be a bit more aware of, I would
Yeah,
say.
and
And that community thing whereby we can always share information about things like this.
because it can be a situation your guy can just say, "Oh, my wife, she just the what's the slang for it now? She just the not demo, but she's wilding out basically.
Maybe she's the para or
She the
something.
para, and then
Yeah, I guess so,
and
yeah.
then your guy is able to say, okay, how far along is she? You know, that kind
Exactly,
of thing.
yeah.
And then he's able to tell you, oh, okay.
This was my experience. This is exactly what
so
happened.
maybe this is what
try and see it and maybe tailor it to what you think your wife would like or something.
I know it requires a lot more effort, and it's not culturally or traditionally the thing that a man would do, but maybe that's what would even help both of you have a better pregnancy experience. Why not?
Maybe.
Because if you know that, okay, she's 5 months pregnant, this is what is happening with the baby, maybe now she'll be feeling something in one corner or her breast is doing, so you will now know that, okay, this is kind of what should be happening around this time. That will even help you tailor how to help her. Do you understand? So I think maybe there need to be more forums for men, and I think our African men, Niger boys, people need to have a little community where you guys, are talking about these things and how, and it even goes beyond pregnancy, how people are raising your children.
Yeah.
So there's that too. I think there's something there. Maybe you can be the president of their club.
I hear you. I mean, yeah, you're right. I agree with you, but we also need to consider the fact that we men, we also carry a lot of responsibilities.
Absolutely.
Aside from
Yes.
the child being involved in the whole pregnancy process, as well as child advising and all of that. Like we men, we have to think about so many things in terms of how we can provide for our families.
Absolutely.
And believe you me, that that aspect alone
is
it's enough to actually, and then trying to add, how can we assist, how can we be better husbands to take care of our wife during pregnancy and all of that. So I feel like as much as it's expected that men should be involved, and
women need to take that into account and be
understanding that we too, we have our own responsibilities as well, and our responsibilities don't stop, right? Women are given, you guys usually get probably towards the early second trimester, you guys get maternity leave earlier than men, who we are constantly working because we are the sole providers.
Brother,
the providers of the
you are lucky. You have 2 weeks in Nigeria, 2 days maternity leave. I wasn't on this babe when she gave birth. I don't say her name, she got married, so I won't say her name. But she was like, I don't understand, 2 days. Imagine. So see, but that just speaks to our tradition and culture that you're only just to come.
And exactly.
They don't born.
I don't think the system is. They built the system in a way. They didn't build that system whereby we need to be involved in, exactly. So there's no there's no such thing.
There's no such thing, and I thought that was so funny. 2 days.
Yeah, I can guarantee you that it's a few considerate men who wanted to be super supportive that would have ensured that this particular 4 weeks, 2 weeks, I think they've increased it to 4 weeks now.
Yeah,
right? In the UK. So these 4 weeks that we actually get, as paternity leave is actually taken seriously, because if not, so if you guys would have been see, come, these 2 weeks that we're getting is definitely not enough. We need to be more involved, and probably they put out certain things, and now it's 4 weeks. Enough. Maybe it might go to
maybe 1 day to
2
go to 2 months.
2 months or something like that. Which will give us more time. But if that's if it's not created for us to actually do all of this, then we're constantly out there doing what we need to do.
Provider.
We thank God.
Daddy.
But yeah.
Also, one more thing that I will say, and you said it once during my pregnancy, and it pissed me off.
What
I'm going to put you out there. You are not the first. You are not the first.
I mean, come on, man. I was pissed. It's a lot to deal with, to be honest.
You're not the first woman to go through this. I was just like, oh my God, I'm going to beat up this guy. Violence is not the
I could see it in your face. I could see it in your face. If you could shoot me at that moment, you'd have done it. But yeah, You know, like I said, you know, we're all experiencing this whole thing.
Yeah.
There's certain things that I don't understand. You
Yeah.
can't wake me at, I'm sleeping, I have work in the morning, and you're waking me at 3 a.m. in the morning. Not even early, you know, at the early part of my sleep. The middle, you know, the sweetest part. Come on. And you are telling me that, oh, I need this and I can't. Come on. Like, you know, it can
I'm
be
needy, I
you
don't
know,
care.
You can do it once, you can do it twice, but when it then gets to a point where like, see, come, I'm not getting enough sleep, and I'm, you know,
I wasn't being considerate.
maybe,
Yes, yeah, in that time. Maybe I really did need your assistance, but at some point, you're a
need to
human
be a
being
bit
too.
exactly.
Yeah.
So there need to be a little bit of consideration.
And that pissed me off. You're not the first one to get your this. You're not the first. Shut up.
I mean, I'm sorry, I apologized already, but I mean, I can see how much it a pain.
It a pain. It a
So,
pain.
yeah,
It
it's
a pain. It a pain.
It's
Anyway,
fine.
guys. So yeah, what else? Do you have any other thing that you would like to tell our people? You know, this is not your last time on this video. So, see, if we should just give my husband some props. He went to go and shave his head. Oh no, excuse me. He went to go and barb up. I told you my husband is very, very he doesn't like to be caught sleeping. You understand? Even if he's just going to Tesco down the road, I used to say that. Sorry, I always, you know, you listen to my previous episodes. I just sometimes I don't even. I just wake up. I don't wear bra. I don't wear bra. Just go and piss off, you know. But yeah, my husband likes to, you know, make sure that he's looking good, and he's very good. You dress how you want to be addressed.
Perfect.
He's very particular about that. So yeah, dealing with me sometimes can be very, very annoying. But that's why you love me.
To fix up, innit?
Yeah, I need to fix up. All right, guys. I don't have any more questions for you. I appreciate you. Thank you for being my first guest.
Well done.
Yes, because you know you're the first husband now. Mm-hmm. Yeah, thank you for being my first guest. And I just want to tell everybody, don't forget to tell them what to do. Don't forget to share, subscribe, follow. Yeah, tell them.
How do you say? Don't forget to share. Don't forget to subscribe. What's that thing that you always say? You join the gang. Content creator gang. So guys, everyone support, man.
Yes.
Support, please. You know, we appreciate those that are currently listening.
Exactly.
You know, we thank you all, you know, as you guys are listening to the podcast and everything. Please share with your friends, share with family members. You know, anybody can learn anything from
Yes.
her, and she can learn anything from anyone. So
yes.
You guys should also be involved.
Yes, be involved. See what our daddy said. Be involved. Be
Thank
involved.
you.
All right, boss. Thank you so much for joining us. My daddy. All right, guys. Thank you so much. And I will catch you soon. As always, I have the floor. As always, say it now.
This guy leave my neck now.
As always.
But yeah, we have the floor.
We have the floor. All right, guys. Bye. Well done. 1 hour. Wow. That's crazy.